A Lucid View of History, Volume 9. No More Unknown Unknowns. Or The History of Apocalypsery.
Welcome back to a lucid view of history. I told you to expect it, and this week I'm excited to do things a little differently. 2020, it's been quite a year, and it's not over. If you look up the word apocalypse in your closest dictionary, it'll define it as destruction or massive damage. But if you were to shelve that dictionary and unshelve the ancient Greek dictionary next to it, I see you, and look up the word apocalypsis, it'll define that as to uncover or to unveil. Think about the opening of a play when the curtains are drawn aside. That is the apocalypse of the play. Weird, huh? Well, this is our apocalypse, Greek, not modern. And to get us started, these guys.
That's okay. How's that?
Good. You look right at my hand here.
Somewhat straight?
Yeah.
Like there?
Yeah, but horizontal.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, just up a little bit. There you go. And actually, would you flip it? Yeah.
So I'm John Donovan.
My name is Anshu Gupta.
I'm the Chief Information Security Officer at Malwarebytes.
I'm the VP of Security at FAST.
And I've been active in the local information security community for a while. I'm also involved with the Silicon Valley ISSA.
My specialty is building information security programs from the scratch for both mid-sized, small, and large enterprise companies.
And several other organizations that are really looking to try to bring the next generation of security leaders out and up.
The biggest problem the enterprise have is of visibility. They don't really know what's going on.
You can't really get a good idea of what your attack surface is, kind of what is the area that you need to defend, unless you have a strong understanding of what all those assets are.
And when you don't have an accurate asset inventory, then you are not really protecting your network.
There was a well-meaning person in a QA team who had a whole bunch of data they needed to move along. So they plugged in a personal NAS device, a little network attached storage device that was full of all the files that they needed to transfer to somewhere else. And absolutely that wasn't going to be any asset inventory. That was a personal device. It was also a device that happened to have some vulnerabilities.
You have issues like rogue assets, lack of controls, people bringing machines online with no visibility as to if any security controls are brought onto them. And it's so easy in the cloud to bring up assets in any data location all over the world.
The cloud is just someone else's computer.
And it's become the visibility issue that we cannot protect unless we know what's out there.
So, I'd say that without having some of the logging in place, we wouldn't have caught that. Now, the flip side of that story is we just happened to catch that because someone was going through some searches and because it happened to be a vulnerable system. What happens in this scenario where you've got 10 more of those across, 5 of your offices? That's where I really think that, looking at getting the right level of visibility is critical to being able to track down those types of issues.
And typically, these things get discovered after a breach when you look for, hey, what went wrong? When it comes to meeting your operational security and regulatory requirements,
when it comes to protecting your assets,
visibility is the key to build any security controls.
Visibility is the first step. Asset inventory, central monitoring,
File integrity management,
viruses and worms,
general data privacy regulation,
so many people working from home,
security incident and event management,
ransomware attacks and crypto miners and all these things that you hear about in the news,
disaster recovery,
laptops that people may be using, you've got servers. When it comes to security, visibility is crucial. So you have your knowns, you got your unknowns, and you've got your unknown unknowns. And the real issue there is, okay, so you know what you know from asset inventories that you have. You might then pick out a new tool that's going to scan your networks, and that's going to fill in a number of things that are there. But if you have someone who is a real good attacker, they're going to be stealth. They're not going to show up on any type of scans that you have. And so kind of how do you get to that last part? How do you kind of close the gap on the unknown unknowns? Be great if there were no more unknown unknowns.
Enterprise spanning visibility. No more unknown unknowns. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lucidum.